Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. This is Life in Denver. I'm Joe. This is my business partner, Monique. Today we're checking out the Sloan Lake neighborhood here in Denver. It's a great neighborhood overall, one of the biggest lakes in all of Denver, and just an overall great walkable neighborhood. So going to be highlighting some of the pros and cons, so let's get into it.
Alright guys, so today I'm going back to my Miss Positive, yay!
We'll give her this one.
One of the biggest pros to Sloan Lake is obviously the lake, right? So you are close to Sloan Lake Park, definitely a fun area to head out on the weekend, or if you do have dogs, which most people who live in Denver do have a little furry pet, definitely hit the lake in the morning. It is about 3.5 mile round loop, so you could go jogging in the morning, close proximity to, neighborhood homes if you are living in the area. So definitely a great convenient option in terms of, one of the pros. The other pro too is its proximity to other parks. You do have Berkeley Lake as well if you don't want to head to Sloan Lake, but I would say Sloan Lake is actually the most popular one. So definitely worth it to call it out. You have beautiful views, sunset views. You can see downtown when you're looking from the east onto the west side. Actually, the west side to the east side, you can see downtown. And if you're looking,
we'll get her a compass. She'll figure it out.
Thank you. And then, whatever. And then if you are looking for that, sunset, beautiful mountain view, you could definitely head on the other side of the lake and capture like a beautiful sunset. And, like Joe always likes to have wine and charcuterie boards, definitely something you can do, hang out in the back of your truck, pop it open and enjoy a great little sunset.
Definitely. No, there's a ton to do at Sloan Lake, and it's not just the aquatic side. There's a ton of stuff to do on land as well. You see everybody over there playing volleyball, playing soccer, just big place for sports going on. Just kind of after work, people get together there and just enjoy themselves. The one con I will say to this area though is, and it's not even just like a con per se, it's a very desirable area, is the housing prices do tend to be a little bit higher in this area. So you do see that median home price be that higher $800,000 to like $900,000 price range, just because it's a nice place. It's got great views. So a lot of people are obviously desiring to move there, and it's tough. It's mainly built out. So what you tend to see from that is there's not a ton of like new builds that are on the cheaper side. You may be seeing some townhomes, some condos, but as far as single family homes, it's a pretty rare find, and you're ending up just spending a little bit higher on an older home.
Guys, and do remember that Joe and I are licensed realtors here in the state of Colorado, so please feel free to contact us at the information that's coming up on your screen regarding any questions you may have. Joe and I are the ones that answer your call, text, emails, whatever way you want to contact us, we are the ones who answer all your questions. All right, guys, and since the neighborhood is so popular, one of the things that does happen a lot at Sloan Lake is fall activities, summer activities, spring activities, activities galore. So one of the funnest activities actually that we've talked about before is the Dragon Boat Festival, one of the biggest Dragon Boat festivals in the country. Definitely worth checking out. So if you do buy a home in the area and you're looking for activity in July, that's definitely something that's worthwhile to check out. The other one that's pretty common and pretty popular actually is Jam on the Yeti. So definitely they set up, live music, live bands, a lot of different vendors come out. You can grab food. They have like face paintings, a lot of different activities for the kids, and it is on the park. They do tend to happen during the day on the weekends, so make sure you do slot out enough time, set up your chairs, put on some sunscreen, especially, Joe over here needs extra sunscreen.
Mr. Albino.
Too. And so definitely something worth checking out. And then we also have the fall festival that happens there, the Fall Bazaar, definitely fun for the family. Again, music, drinks, food, vendors, and you get a beautiful picturesque view of the lake.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a great area. There's a ton of fun stuff to do. The next con we're going to jump into though, and it's not like a major con by any means. And again, if you don't have kids, it's not even something really to worry about per se. But the school districts here by Sloan Lake, it's going to be Denver Public Schools. So it's going to be just not to the same caliber that you find in some of these maybe higher end neighborhoods, like maybe a Cherry Creek, right? Cherry Creek schools are always in the top 3. Those are really, really good school districts.
Littleton too.
Littleton, Boulder, all of these well-known school districts, those are the ones that are always going to be the most desirable when it comes to having just that access for your kids. But, not to say like they're bad schools, it's just not going to be to that same caliber that these other ones that you're used to seeing in some of these other neighborhoods are going to have. So just something worth calling out. If schools are a big thing for you, maybe Sloan Lake isn't for you. However, we see a lot of young professionals, a lot of people who maybe just decide having a family is not for them, or they put their kids in a private school. So, a lot of options out there, but just something to call out for you guys because we know schools are a big one for a lot of people. So always like putting that out there.
So I want to touch on another pro here. One of the things about Sloan Lake that's unique is you do have a mix in terms of home style. And a lot of Denver areas, you'll see some home styles that are specific to the neighborhood or neighborhoods keeping their neighborhood context in terms of the type of homes that are being built. Sloan Lake is undergoing a lot of redevelopment. So you will find homes that are more modern, more contemporary looking, some that have like the outdoor decks where you can, stand outside on the patio, 2 stories. a lot of modern homes are being built in the area. And then next door, you might have your little bungalow home that was actually built, you know, years before. So definitely seeing some of the variety in terms of housing options within the neighborhood.
Yeah, you do have some really good variety in terms of that, and you do have some townhome availability as well. The only con to that I will say though is with all this going on, with a lot of these scrapes going on, just because there is kind of lack of availability of like new homes going on, it's just you're taking old homes and converting them to what you want. There is a lot of kind of just ongoing construction. You'll see scaffolding in front of people's houses and stuff. So you might have this beautiful multi-million-dollar home, and then the one right next door has scaffolding in front of it. So kind of kills your view, kills your vibe a little bit. It is temporary, obviously. Once that home gets scrapped and everything gets picked back up to where they want it, it's all good to go and you can enjoy your views again. But that is something that kind of comes and goes a lot in this neighborhood. So just something worth calling out, because if you are going to invest that amount of money, you also don't want to have that little surprise come a few months into moving in. You're like, oh, now my neighbor's got scaffolding for the next 6 months, right? Just can be a little bit unpleasant. So something worth calling out, not specific just to Sloan's Lake. You see it all throughout Denver as the entire city, but it is just something to consider when you are moving to this neighborhood. All right, guys, so next pro, going to take a little bit of positivity here from her. So the next one for you guys is it's got great proximity to downtown. So that's a big win, obviously, because what's really cool about Sloan's Lake is it has that more suburban feel, having the ability to have a bigger backyard for the kids, having the park access right there with the lake and everything. So really cool from the suburban side, but also getting to downtown in 15 minutes is a big win because you have just access to all the great dining and shopping that downtown has to offer, access to all the entertainment, sports, whatever it may be. So just great proximity, kind of getting the best of both worlds there.
Right, and one of the things that Joe did forget to touch on, which he did mention the sports, but he didn't mention the proximity to the stadium, which is now in Power Field. It's gone through so many name changes.
They all have,
yeah, exactly. It's now in Power Field, so depending on where you live in Sloan's Lake, you have close proximity. You could potentially even walk to the game if you are a big Broncos fans, or even if they have summer concerts and you're living, you know, within the area, super close. You don't have to worry about, you know, parking and all of that. So definitely another pro to call out. Yes, I did want to steal another pro. Thanks, Joe.
She won't even let me have any positivity in this one. We're going to make her do a con now. It's her turn.
Right, exactly. And with that, obviously, I did touch on congestion in terms of traffic, right? So Sloan's Lake, you do tend to get a lot of traffic on Sheridan Boulevard. Sheridan Boulevard actually borders Jesus, I cannot
She can't speak on a negative. She needs positivity only.
I'm allergic to negativity. It actually bridges along the park. So you'll be taking Sheridan Boulevard to get to the park if you are coming from the western side of the city to get access to, you know, the parking lots and all of that. And depending on traffic hour, you are hitting a lot of red lights, a lot of congestion just to get through. So definitely something worth calling out, and something that I did want to mention, because it can, you know, normally take 5 to 8 minutes from Colfax to get to, you know, closer to 17th, which is where Sloan's Lake is. But if you are in peak traffic hour, that alone can take you 15 minutes. So definitely something worth calling out.
Definitely agree. See, look at her. She got her directions figured out this time around. So she's doing good.
He got me a compass.
All right, guys, so next pro for you, in terms of just what you can do in the Sloan's Lake area, ton of fun stuff to do outdoors, as we've mentioned. However, indoors as well, they got you on the rainy days too. So there's a big cinema local to Sloan's Lake. You can easily go catch a movie there on a rainy day, or just day where you feel like being inside, you want to have a lazy day. Also, they have just those really fun bowling alleys too, where you can kind of grab some drinks, grab some lunch, whatever. It's a whole luxury bowling alley lane they have right there. So just great access to both of those fun activities, as well as a number of other places as well, to where you can spend some time on a rainy day, or just a day where you don't want to be out at the lake, and just kind of get away from all the hecticness of that area.
Right, and the last negative that I actually want to call out about the neighborhood is, again, the traffic, parking. So because a lot of the development that's happening there, if you are living in the area and you're looking for parking, it can get a little difficult with all the festivities going on, with all the activities that are happening, people visiting the lake, visiting the park, all of these sports teams meeting there and playing volleyball, playing rugby, playing, you know, soccer, definitely tends to basically take up real estate on the streets. So definitely difficult to find
especially
parking
after work,
sometimes.
yeah.
Oh yeah, especially for sure. So if you are looking for something that has like a garage or, you know, a little driveway, definitely make sure, you know, if you're on your house search and parking is important, that is something you want to consider, because it does get a little tight. And if you are struggling with parallel parking like Mr. Joe over here, then that's definitely something that's worth, yeah, that's definitely something you do want to consider. Guys, as much as Joe and I love making these videos for you, we would love to help with any real estate needs you may have. Please feel free to contact us at the information showing up on your screen. We are the ones who answer those calls, texts, emails, whatever the case may be, and we look forward to catching you on the next one.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.